Happy Monday, everyone. This is April Brandcamp, your host of Essentially April on Beacon of Light Radio. I hope everyone's having a great week. Um, I know I am so far. I know this is Thanksgiving week, and looking forward to it. Tonight we're going to be talking about essential oils. And really, I'm going to be talking about kind of my family's. I'm not going to go into depth about my family's journey, but it's been about a 10-year journey where we've had to seek natural means for health care, for our wellness. My children don't, actually my oldest in particular has something called MTHFR, a couple of the gene variations where he doesn't metabolize things very well. And so we couldn't take pharmaceuticals, we couldn't take decongestants, antihistamines, things like that. So it really brought us into this journey, which I'm very thankful for. It's been I always say it's a blessing in disguise because sometimes in the world we live in, going the natural route is not the easiest way, especially here in the States. We don't have the healthiest diet. But it's been such a blessing because we are so much healthier. And my oldest was very, very, very sick, and just thankful that we got introduced to a functional medicine doctor that helped us along the way, helped us figure out what's going on. And I've just been fortunate to learn from all these great doctors. We also worked with homeopathic doctors and naturopaths, and lots of learning about supplements and herbs and feeding the body that way when you've got food allergies and intolerances and heavy metal toxicity and parasite candida overgrowth. So we done a lot of work on the front end, and then got healthier, cleaned up our diet, and we were doing pretty good. That we were introduced to essential oils, and that really just changed everything. Because we could start using the essential oils as our medicine cabinet at home. And we also once you start eating healthy and you remove some of the things that aren't so good in your diet, removed a lot of sugar. We've removed, of course, caffeine. We removed the foods they were allergic to or had intolerances to. And as a family, we did this. But then dyes, and, gluten and dairy and all kinds of different things. So we saw tremendous improvements. But then adding the oils in, boy, did that really help with the immune system issue. I mean, when we went the natural route, all that really built up. We were still catching colds. Our duration was shorter than previously, but using the essential oils, really, we could do a lot of things at home, and then also for behaviors and things. All three kids, my kids, I've got 3 boys, have sensory issues, and using that for, maybe their anxious anxiety comes along with that. They're definitely empathetic. Definitely, a couple of them are for sure empaths, and so they pick up on a lot of things and a lot of energies and a lot of emotions. So, in lots of ways, essential oils has been helpful. And I want to also say that if you are listening in tonight, at some point I'm going to open up the phone line so you can call in and ask questions, as well as if you go to Facebook and look for Beacon of Light Radio Chat and ask to join the chat room, my producer, Charity, will be happy to add you to that group, and you'll be able to go into my chat room and chat with me, ask questions. And then as far as the other hosts of all the other shows on Beacon of Light, you can do the same thing. You'll have an opportunity to interact with the hosts, which is a great thing to do. So let's go ahead and get started and talk a little bit about what essential oils are and kind of give you an introduction. So I'm sure you've heard people talk about essential oils. Maybe you have some at home yourself. But what they are nature's defense mechanism for plants and for cells. So they are pure extracts from plants. The essential oils come from the root, the stem, the leaf, the bark, the flower, come from all different parts of the plant, and they are highly concentrated. They are so concentrated, they're anywhere from 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. And a lot of us love our herbs, and I still do, but they are very potent. To give you an example, 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equal to 28 cups of peppermint tea. So the takeaway is a little goes a long way with essential oils. You don't need very much at all. In fact, you want to try to use the least amount possible more often. So if you use more than you need, it's not going to hurt your body or anything, but you're just kind of wasting it. 1 drop of essential oil is actually enough to service every cell in your entire body. And I believe if you put it on the bottom of your feet, that actually occurs within about 30 seconds. You metabolize the essential oils within 20 to 30 minutes. So they go through your body very quickly. And that's why you will, if you're looking to maybe address someone who's running hot like a fever, you'll want to do that every, maybe 20 minutes until it's gone. And that may only take 1 or 2 times. But if you've got something acute like that, you'd want to do that. Or if you've got an issue that's more chronic, what you'd want to do is set up a protocol where you're using it, 2 to 3 times a day or whatever, so that you're actually trying to saturate your body, the cells in your body, several times a day to kind of work on that acute issue, because your body works with the essential oils, which is very nice too. Okay, so as I go through here, I'm going to sprinkle in some essential oils that are very popular, that are very versatile too. So essential oils are made up of anywhere from several to hundreds of chemical compounds within a single essential oil. And those different chemical compounds have different therapeutic values and uses, and that's why they're versatile. So I'm going to talk about peppermint here in a second, and peppermint may be great at certain things, and then other essential oils may be great at other things because they have higher levels of certain therapeutic compounds. But the thing is, peppermint will also contain other therapeutic compounds because it contains, maybe 100 or 200, and those will work on other things as well. So it's kind of cool because the one essential oil can do many, many different things. And as you get used to using essential oils, you'll figure that out. But let's talk about peppermint, because that's a very popular one that's used for many different things. It's great to help calm your stomach. So if you've got maybe an upset stomach, what you can do is put it on your belly, or even take a drop of it internally. And anytime you use essential oils topically, you're going to want to dilute them, and you're going to dilute them with some type of vegetable oil. And I typically use coconut oil because it is, it's good for the skin, but it also doesn't leave a greasy residue like some other vegetable oils will do. But whatever your favorite is, use that. And what that does is it promotes, first of all, some people have sensitive skin, and peppermint's very, very cooling. But by diluting the essential oil with a carrier oil, it's going to allow the essential oil to remain on the skin for a longer period of time. Essential oils are volatile aromatic compounds, which means that they evaporate pretty quickly in the air. And so by using it and mixing it with a carrier oil and applying it to your skin, you're not going to lose as much through evaporation, and it will stay on the skin for a longer period of time, possibly longer than that 20 to 30 minute period. So anyway, the other thing too is I mentioned you could take this internally for calming a stomach, and in doing that, anytime you use an essential oil internally, you need to make sure that it is safe for internal use. And the essential oils I use are doTERRA. And if you look at the label, you're going to see on the label, the dietary label, it will say if it's for topical, aromatic, or dietary use. So if it's for dietary use, it's safe to take internally. So whatever essential oil you're using, please make sure it is safe to take internally. Okay, so peppermint will also help with any type of head tension, also aches, pains. I did mention when you apply it, it's very cooling to the body. It's you can use that for maybe hot flashes, or like I said, trying to help bring down a temperature with your child or yourself. It's wonderful because it also increases alertness and focus. So if you've got kids or maybe yourself needing to focus, or even late at night, you just need to be more alert, like you're driving at night, peppermint's wonderful to use. It also promotes healthy respiratory function and clear breathing because it helps open up your airways. And it's also something frequently used in toothpaste and chewing gum for oral health. So I know I make my own do-it-yourself mouthwash with water, a few drops of peppermint, and I also use a blend, called What's Our Protective Blend, but I mix that all up in water and use that as a mouthwash. So adding peppermint to that is going to just help with your oral health. Okay, so why explore natural solutions for your health versus synthetics? And when I say synthetics, that means over-the-counter pharmaceutical, because what they're doing is they are actually trying to isolate the chemical compounds that are found in nature. And the essential oils and anything natural actually works well with your body. I believe God put everything here for a reason, and we're part of that environment, so everything works well together. But when we create something synthetic, it's unknown to the body, and the body treats it as either an invader or a toxin. So at some point, you're going to have a negative side effect by using something not natural. And also, essential oils will help address problems instead of masking symptoms or only treating the symptoms, like unfortunately some of the pharmaceuticals and the over-the-counter stuff does. It just treats the symptoms. And then as well as that, it's very affordable. It's pennies per drop. So like I said, when you use an essential oil, you can only maybe a drop or two at a time. And they're available at home. You'll have them at home. You don't have to run to the doctor. You don't have to, make the doctor visit payment. You don't have to pay for the prescription or the time and gas spent, possibly in the middle of the night if you've got kids. So it's really nice and convenient because everything's at home. And like I said, it's kind of like a nature's medicine cabinet at home. And then with essential oils, there's no known side effects, and that's another huge plus. Okay, so I think we are going to take a break, and we will be back in just a few minutes talking about essential oils. Be back in a few. Thanks.
Have you imagined your life being different? Are you conflicted with who and where you are and who you ultimately envision yourself and your life to be? Let Dr. Simone be your guide to finding your symmetrical self. As a doctor and certified life coach, she has transformed the lives of many and is qualified to help you in many aspects of your life. Reach out today. Your new beginning starts now. Dr. Simone is on Sundays and Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Thanks for listening to Beacon of Light Radio. Right now, you're listening to April Brain Camp of Essentially April talk about essential oil basics. Up at 7 p.m. Pacific Time and 10 p.m. Eastern Time, listen to The Soul's Edge with host Jeanette Dames. Jeanette's guest tonight is Dr. Stephen Farmer. Stay tuned.
You're up for a treat, embarking on a journey of love and abundance. Tune in to Universal Treats with intuitive coach and healer Thomas Johansson. Open your mind and heart to reconnect with your divine self and natural birthright. Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, and 8 p.m. Scandinavian Time. Only on Beacon of Light Radio.
Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and so does psychic medium Bob Brown. England's renowned paranormal investigator will explore the world of the unknown with special guests that will thrill and expand your mind. Tune in to Over the Rainbow with host Bob Brown every Wednesday and Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. in the UK, right here on Beacon of Light Radio.
Hi, this is April Brain Camp on Essentially April on Beacon of Light Radio. Thanks for joining tonight. We're talking about essential oil basics, and I think what we're going to dive into next is the 3 different ways you can use essential oils, and we kind of touched upon all of them a little bit, but let's go ahead and dive a little bit deeper in how we can use these essential oils. Okay, so the first way is probably the most well-known is aromatically, by breathing in the essential oils. You can inhale them directly from the bottle. You can inhale them by putting a drop in your hand, rubbing your palms together, and breathing in deeply several times. You can buy a diffuser, which is it's a little electronic unit that actually breaks up the essential oils and puts them up into the air. And that way, not only yourself, but everyone in the room can benefit from the essential oils. And when you do that, it helps cleanse the air. It also helps affect your mood. And all 3 ways will affect your mood, but it seems like aromatically has the most profound effect on your mood. And so you can, again, affect a whole room or household by using the essential oils aromatically. And it helps to support breathing or open open your airways when you diffuse. So that's again a wonderful way, and probably the most well-known way to use essential oils. Another way is topically, and that's putting it on your skin directly. And again, anytime you use essential oils, I advise to use a carrier or vegetable oil to dilute the oils a little further, such as coconut oil. But they're very powerful when used topically. So again, 1 drop of essential oil can service every cell of your body. You can apply it directly to a troubled area. Say you've got maybe an ache or a pain in an area, so you would directly apply the essential oil there. Or you can, if you're not sure where to, maybe you've got lots of aches and pains, and maybe you want to have more of an all over body experience with the essential oils, put it on the bottom of your feet. When you put it on the bottom of your feet contain the largest pores in your body, and by putting it on your feet, the essential oils reach your bloodstream within 30 seconds. And there are reflex points all over your feet, and by putting them on the bottom of your feet, you can actually take it to all the organs and all the different places all over your body very quickly. So that's another wonderful way to use essential oils. And then the third way we talked about briefly was internally. Again, you're going to need to make sure that it is safe to use the essential oil internally. Look at your your supplement label on the essential oil bottle and make sure that it's safe for dietary use. And if it is, you can add a drop or 2 to water or maybe your favorite tea. Depending on the oil, you can drop it under your tongue and use it sublingually, which is a great way to get it to the bloodstream, because there's lots of blood vessels underneath your tongue, but it also is a great way if you need to get it into your brain. There are several essential oils that will pass the blood-brain barrier, and using it under the tongue is a great way to affect anything in the brain and think about either pain, inflammation, or mood when it comes to talking about the brain, using it that way. And then also, by taking it internally, it's going to help nourish the whole body, including the digestive system, your mouth, your throat, your liver. And if you don't like the taste of essential oils, you can buy the vegetable capsules that are empty capsules, and you just drop your essential oils in there. And you can either put them in there by themselves, or if you have a sensitive stomach, you could put some olive oil in addition to the essential oils in a vegetable capsule and swallow it and use them that way. So those are 3 ways you can use essential oils. I'm going to talk a little bit about a couple more oils here that are very versatile. Lavender is a very popular one. It's also referred to as the Swiss Army knife of essential oils because it has so many different uses. But lavender is widely used for its calming and relaxing qualities. It is just wonderful for moods or anxiousness. It's going to help calm those, as well as help support restful sleep. And also, when you're using it for sleep, it'll actually help with breathing as well. It is amazing for the skin. It'll help soothe irritated skin. If you've got a wound or you need skin to recover quickly, such as maybe you get burned in the kitchen, lavender is amazing on burns. Do what you normally do, run it under cold water, but then immediately put some lavender on it, and you'd be amazed at the results. Lavender also is great for bee stings and bug bites. It acts as an antihistamine. And then also, just as it soothes your emotions, it can help soothe or ease muscle tension. So that's lavender. And then frankincense. Let's talk a little bit about frankincense, which is actually one of my favorite essential oils. Frankincense is another one. You can actually use frankincense for just about anything. It is widely versatile. You can look up all the health benefits for all these essential oils, but there's a lot of research and science on PubMed, PUBMED.gov. Lots of studies out there on frankincense, but it's one of the essential oils that will pass the blood-brain barrier. I just was looking at the chat room. Apparently Charity is diffusing On Guard tonight, which is a good choice. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. And she loves frankincense. Frankincense is just so amazing. It is great for any type of inflammation you have, whether it be maybe joint inflammation that's causing, head pains, migraines, any kind of inflammation. It's good for nourishing the brain because, again, it passes that blood-brain barrier. It's used. You can use it for your skincare routine. It's really nourishing to the skin. You can either add it to your current skincare system or just add it to something like coconut oil or jojoba oil or whatever you like to use, and just actually put it directly on your face or wherever. It's great, again, for occasional aches and pains. It helps reduce appearance of scars and stretch marks. Again, another use for the skin. It helps build and maintain a healthy immune system. And it will help promote cellular health. There's a lot of studies on frankincense and cellular health, which you may want to look into a little bit more. But what they say, when in doubt, use frankincense, again, because there's so many uses for it. It's also wonderful for mood. It just kind of calms you and kind of puts everyone in a good mood. So, why are essential oils so effective? And it's because they work at a cellular level and they help protect cells. They are a lipid, just like a fat, so they actually can penetrate the cellular membrane of your cells. So if you think about going to the doctor because you've got some type of a cold, and maybe you find out it's a bacterial infection. Great. They prescribe you an antibiotic. But if you go to the doctor and they say, oh, I'm sorry, it's viral, they just tell you to drink lots of fluids and, get some rest because there's nothing they can do. So bacteria will reside outside of your cell membrane, where viruses reside inside the cell membrane. And this is where essential oils are very effective because they actually can pass through that cellular membrane and work on that virus, whereas antibiotics are too big. The molecules are too big and they cannot pass through that cell membrane, so they can only work on the bacteria that's outside of the cell. So having these in your natural medicine cabinet will help you with both bacterial and viral issues. So that's another great thing. Let's talk a little bit about Melaleuca. That's another very popular essential oil. Also, some people will call it tea tree oil. But it's, again, good for the skin. It will help soothe skin. So like if my kiddos get a cut or a scrape, that's what I generally put on their skin or their cut, because it doesn't hurt when you put it on there, and it will help clean it out. It's great to use for any kind of mouth irritations as well. Apply topically to nourish the skin, or you could mix it with something like coconut oil or jojoba oil and apply it to the face, and that'll help with any kind of blemishes you've got going on because it kills the bacteria in a very gentle way. You can add it to shampoo to help nourish the scalp. Melaleuca is also antifungal, so it will work on any kind of fungal issues you may have. And it's one of the protocols when you've got any type of ear discomfort. It will work on killing that bacteria within the ear, as well as if you pair it with lavender. Lavender helps with the pain. And I see it's already 8:30, so let's take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes, and we'll talk about a few more essential oils. Be back in a few.
Welcome to Spiritual Soup with Jules and Wendy, where we mix together a pinch of magic, a dash of love, 3 drips of belief, sprinkling some laughter, and we share it with you. Each week, Jules and Wendy will share their experiences and insights about all things spiritual, magical, and mystical. Jules is a best-selling author, an international clairvoyant, medium, and spiritual life coach. Wendy is an international psychic and holistic practitioner whose specialties include Reiki Master, Crystal Practitioner, and Spiritual Advisor. Together, they form the Spiritual Soup Team. Join us Thursday evenings at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern to experience the magic of Spiritual Soup, only on Beacon of Light.
Don't miss The Beacon with Jennifer Falah, the show that shines a light through the dark, educates, and empowers those searching for hope. Learn about the levels of heaven, how to positively create, and to meditate to build a stronger connection to the divine. Join Jennifer as she shares information acquired through communication with archangels, interdimensional meditation, and years of psychic experience and research. Tune in each Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern for this empowering show, only on beaconoflightradio.com.
Hi, this is April Brankamp with Essentially April on Beacon of Light Radio. And tonight we're talking about essential oil basics. And I think what we're going to talk about next is, again, I'm trying to talk about some of the top essential oils used that can replace a lot of the things in your medicine cabinet. And one of them is lemon. And lemon will help cleanse and purify both the air and surfaces. So you can use it by diffusing it. You can use it within your cleaning supplies. Apply it to some kind of washcloth and wash down your surfaces. Dilute it in a spray bottle to clean, the home or your kitchen. It's going to, kill those, bacteria and different things that you don't necessarily want on your surfaces. But it also will help naturally cleanse the body and help aid in digestion. So by adding, a drop or two of lemon, to taste to your water or your tea and drinking it several times a day is going to help cleanse your body naturally. It will help break down petrochemicals in your body, which is plastics and things made with petroleum-based chemicals. Whenever you use lemon or any type of citrus oil, if you're drinking it, please put it in either a glass or stainless steel container. Don't put it in plastic and then drink it, because it will actually pull the plastics out of the glass into your water or your tea or whatever you're drinking. And you don't want to do that. But just as you've heard people talk about, it's really great to have, like first thing in the morning, have a glass of warm water with lemon in it, because what it does is it helps get your digestive system working and going first thing in the morning. It helps cleanse your liver and support that. Lemon essential oil will do the same thing, but the one thing is it's not going to be as hard on your teeth enamel as lemon is, where it's acidic, because it's actually the essential oil is coming from the lemon peel. So anyway, that's one way to use it. And another way is helping to soothe an irritated throat. So maybe you add some lemon to some honey and swallow that, or some warm water. It'll help soothe your throat. It also is a great decongestant. So by either drinking it or putting it on the bottom of your feet or diffusing it, it's going to help with any kind of congestion you have. Let's see. Oh, it also helps. Yeah. So if you diffuse it or using aromatically, even internally, it helps too. But it helps promote a positive mood and also cognitive ability. So lemon has a lot of different uses, and I wanted to make sure we talked about that one. Okay. Now I'm going to talk. Let me see. I think all the other ones I want to talk about tonight are. They are doTERRA specific, but they are blends of essential oils that doTERRA makes. And one of them is On Guard. And On Guard is one that I mentioned Charity is diffusing tonight. And she also mentioned another one I'll talk about later. But so On Guard is our protective blend, and it is used for immune support. So it's going to help build and protect your immune system. It contains the most powerful antioxidant, which is clove oil. Clove oil is has an incredible antioxidant strength. So for example, carrots. Okay, so I'm going to use something called the ORAC scale, ORAC scale, and that's what they use when they're measuring antioxidant levels within different foods. So carrots, for example, have a score of 200. Blueberries, which I think a lot of people know are something high in antioxidants, they have a score of 2,500, and clove has a score of over 1 million. So clove is amazing. It's an amazing antioxidant. So that essential oil is included in the On Guard blend, as well as several other essential oils that are powerful. But you would want to use On Guard in a number of ways, just like Charity is doing tonight. I'm going to keep talking about you, Charity. Diffuse it in the air to eliminate airborne threats. And we diffuse On Guard a lot especially during the fall and winter months, where people have cold. So you may be, and I've got kids and a husband that goes to work. And so we're out in the community and we're coming back home. So we might be bringing some of that stuff into the home, or you may have company coming over and they're bringing things into the home. If you're diffusing it, first of all, you're cleansing the air all the time. And then you're also, by diffusing it, the oils aren't truly oils. That's what they're called. But when they land on a surface, they're going to actually evaporate because, again, they're a volatile aromatic compound. But they will land on surfaces when you diffuse them and cleanse everything in the room, which is great. And then, of course, you're going to be breathing that in, and it's also going to help build your immune system. And then you also can apply 2 to 3 drops on the bottom of your feet or up your spine. Again, if you're using them topically, you're going to always want to dilute with some type of carrier oil. And actually, we have a huge line of this because it has so many different uses. But again, a great way to try and keep healthy during the fall and winter months is using this blend, the protective blend. I also want to talk about another one that's one of my family's favorites, and that's Digest Zen, our digestive blend. It will help aid in the digestion of foods. It helps soothe occasional stomach upset. And it's got other essential oils in it that are great to help maintain a healthy gastrointestinal tract. So it helps promote that and keep it healthy. And for us, we use this one a lot because we have food allergies. We have some food intolerances, which for the most part, we've gotten rid of a lot of those. It's just the true food allergies we have to deal with. And when we go out to eat, go to a restaurant, you never know exactly what you're getting, even though you may do the research up front, or you're just somewhere and you got to eat. So you can use this topically on your stomach, again, diluted. You can take this internally by dropping it in your mouth or putting it in a veggie capsule or dropping it into your water, whatever you'd like to do. But that's really anything, upset stomach, anything to do with your stomach or GI tract. Digestive system, this would be Digestin would be great for. All right. Let's see. A couple more I'm going to talk about real quick before the break. We have a blend that's our respiratory blend, and this one is great for anything respiratory related. So whether you've got something going on with your lungs or your sinuses, any type of congestion, it's going to be great at opening up those airways and actually working on the cause of what's going on there. It's going to help work on that too. You can apply anywhere from 1 to 3 drops on your chest, again diluted, or on the bottom of your feet, or on your sinuses or your nose, anywhere you've got, that discomfort where you're having trouble breathing. And it's just amazing. You can put it in a diffuser at night if you're having trouble where you're stuffy and you're trying to get over a cold or something. It's going to really, really help work on that at night and help you breathe more easy at night. Let's see. And it just overall supports overall respiratory health. You also can help minimize the effects of seasonal threats, which we're not really dealing with, at least not where I'm living in the U.S. We're moving into, we're still technically fall, but it feels like winter here where I'm at. Yeah, anything respiratory. Okay, so one last one I want to talk about real quick before break is our soothing blend. And this one is a pretty popular one. I mean, I've got some people, we use it all the time if we've got anything that needs soothed, but I've got people that just swear by this. And so soothing blend is anything, think of anything pain related. So it helps nourish your muscles and joints. You can apply the soothing blend before and after exercise. It's going to help minimize any soreness you have. You can apply it to tired and aching joints. It's great to use for deep tissue massage. And again, anything where you've got a pain. So you've got, maybe head tension or stomach ache or maybe even menstrual cramps, or anything that's going to cause you some type of discomfort. This is a great oil blend to use. Okay, it's 8:45. Let's take another quick break. And when we come back, I'm going to open up the phone lines, and then and if anyone calls in, that's great. I'll help answer any kind of questions you have, and we'll also talk more essential oils. So I'll be back in a few. Thanks.
Are you plagued by nightmares, negative self-talk, depression, anxiety, or even strange occurrences in your home? You may need an energy cleanse healing or house cleanse to clear this from your life. Marcy Howell is a divine healer who can help you remove these negative energies from your body and space, as well as help you communicate with a loved one who has passed to find closure. If you are seeking a fresh start and outlook on life, contact Marcy Howell at divinehealings.co or find her on Facebook.
There's a new show in town. We have phenomenal guests and we talk about all the things you are not supposed to know about. You will hear about the real power of the mind, future science, spirituality, the universal success principles, and how to tap into the universal consciousness for knowledge, wisdom, and resources, time travel, and the nuts and the bolts of higher conscious thinking. We intend for this to be an international radio show and encourage people from every continent to call in, because between my co-host and myself we can communicate in many languages. Because of the vibration of the show, just by listening you will be raised to a higher level of consciousness. So come and join us in our mastermind group as we have created and explore the last frontier, the mind. So sit back, put your feet up, and allow for the strange, the unusual, and the understanding of the universal consciousness to come to you. And of course, we are talking about the Universal Consciousness Show with Diana and Augie.
Welcome back to Essentially April. I'm your host, April Brandcamp on Beacon of Light Radio. And tonight we're talking about essential oils and essential oil basics. We're going to talk about a few more essential oils that, again, are very versatile. We're talking about oils that you can have in your home that can be your natural medicine cabinet at home. And they're available for use at any time you want, which is just amazing for lots of different reasons. Okay, so let me think about what I'd like to talk about next. Oh, and also, before we move on, we've only got, another less than 15 minutes. If anybody would like to call in to the show tonight, I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. The telephone number to Beacon of Light Radio is 323-902-5497. And also you can find us on Facebook at Beacon of Light Radio Chat, and there's a chat room there that you can also ask questions, and I'll answer as well. Okay, so let me think about some other essential oils that are very popular. Okay, one of them I haven't mentioned is oregano. Now, oregano is a very powerful antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal. If you've got any kind of infection going on, that is a great essential oil to use. You can use it on the bottom of your feet, and you can take it internally. And if you've got some type of infection going on, taking it internally would be a great thing to do. And the thing about using oregano at all, it is considered a hot oil. And what that means is hot oils will always need to be diluted. and you'll want to dilute a hot oil pretty heavily. So you're going to use a lot of your carrier oil and a little bit of the oregano, but it is very powerful for fighting any kind of infections or any kind of things you've got going on, and you would just use it very frequently until you're feeling better. Yeah, definitely oregano. I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. And then in the chat room, okay, so Purify was mentioned. Purify is another blend of essential oils, and there are many different uses for that too. And off the top of my head, Purify is great at, one, cleansing the air. So whether it be trying to clean the air from airborne pathogens, to maybe you've got something, maybe you cooked fish for dinner and it's kind of smelly in there. It'll actually help purify and cleanse the air, kind of like a natural deodorizer. And we all know that, or not everybody, but the deodorizers that maybe you plug into your wall or something, those are full of chemicals and aren't very good for your health. So that's another way you could use Purify as a natural deodorizer. Put it in your trash can on a cotton ball or something, and help keep those a little clean. But you also can by diffusing it, it's actually a great way to help with seasonal threats as well. And it also has a lot of use cleansing the air this time of year, again, like you would use the On Guard. In a different way, though. It's not going to be as powerful, but it'll help cleanse the air and cut down those airborne pathogens. Okay, and Maria's in the chat room, and she asked about cognitive essential oils, and we did talk about frankincense. Frankincense is amazing for anything cognitive going on with your brain, because it passes the blood-brain barrier. But I did want to mention a couple others that do, and sandalwood is one that passes the blood-brain barrier. It's good for mood. It's good for, just thought. It's inflammation. It's wonderful. It's highly, it's well known, sandalwood, to be used in, well, so it's frankincense too. Both of them are well known to be used in prayer and meditation. It's one of the couple of the oils that are very high frequency oils, have a very high vibration to them. Again, they both pass that blood-brain barrier. And I've got another, actually it's here on, I put it on before I did the show tonight. It's another blend called Focus Blend, and it has oils in here that pass the blood-brain barrier, but it's amazing. So I'm using it tonight so that I can stay focused and make sure that I'm talking about what I need to talk about. But I'll pull this blend out when maybe I've got so much going on and I'm feeling a little overwhelmed and I don't even know where to begin. Using this will help me just tune right in, and then I can make sense of everything. I homeschool my 3 boys, and I will use this on them as well, just to help them focus and get it kind of tuned into what we're doing, and makes homeschooling a little bit easier. And actually, while I'm talking about that, homeschooling, I will sometimes diffuse rosemary. And rosemary, again, you can, I'm sure on PubMed.gov that you could look this up, but there are a lot of different studies out there on rosemary improving memory. And I don't know about you, but I think a lot of us could use a little help in that area. But when you're diffusing it and breathing it aromatically in, it's going to help you retain some of what you're learning better. So if you're in an environment where you're needing to learn and pick up and remember things, diffusing or breathing in rosemary is going to be good for you. Okay, let me see. Check in the chat room just to see if there's anything. Oh, okay. Any other questions? And I've got a question about anxiety. Yes, there are, first of all, essential oils are any kind of mood or behavioral thing going on. There's an essential oil for, there's many essential oils for, and anything physical too. I mean, it's just, there's so many things you can do with them. And then every oil has an emotional and physical component to it, which just furthers their beauty. But so in regards to the question about oils that you can use for anxiety, things like lavender are going to help soothe those emotions. And so lavender's a really good one. Frankincense would be another great one. We have, oh my goodness, there is a blend called Balance. It is called, well, let's see, let me pull that out. It's our grounding blend, helps ground you. And and there's another one too, but let me talk about this one first. So when we first started using essential oils, this was my oldest son's favorite, and it still is his favorite, because it helps balance out those moods, helps ground you, and he, bless his heart, tends to have high anxiety, and so this has been wonderful for him. There is another blend called our Calming Blend, and that one contains lavender, but it contains many other oils, such as it has sandalwood in it. It also has Roman chamomile. So Roman chamomile is another one that is great for calming you. And let's see, I was going to name another one. Oh, Lang Lang. Lang Lang is another one. But there's also clary sage. I like clary sage. There's a lot of them. Cedarwood, vetiver. All of those will help calm you, calm those anxious feelings you may be having. Let me take another look at the chat room. So does anyone have any other questions? It looks like we only got a couple minutes. If you have questions about essential oils in general, even if you have your own essential oils, if you don't have your essential oils and would like to get some good quality therapeutic ones, please feel free to reach out to me. Or if you've never experienced essential oils and are curious, reach out to me. I'd be happy to send you some free samples. But go to my website, essentiallyapril.com, and you'll find some good informative information about essential oils in general. I blog and write blog posts of different aspects of essential oils and natural health in general. And so I'm always available. But I appreciate everybody taking the time to listen in this evening on their Monday night. I'll be back here next Monday, every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do want to mention that in about an hour at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, our next radio show host on Beacon of Light Radio is Jeanette Dames. And her show is called On the Soul's Edge, and she's going to have a special guest, Dr. Stephen Farmer, on there in just about an hour. So tune in to her show. She's amazing, and we all love her. But anyway, everybody have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Thank you and take care.